you, ladies and gentlemen, if we could please have your attention for a couple of minutes as we commence the trophy presentation ceremony for the Kappa Queensland Cup Under-18 Girls Final. We'd like to start by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we're gathered for these finals and pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging. Ladies and gentlemen, what a terrific final we were treated to this afternoon between two clubs who, there's no coincidence, they are absolutely in the forefront and two of the best young female academies we have in the state. Put your hands together once again for the Lions FC and go Racing Lions. To put on a finals day such as this with 4 games going on, it obviously takes a village and there are a lot of people that we need to thank, but I would like to highlight in particular Cam, Amelia and everybody connected with Brisbane City for the use of the beautiful Spencer Park today. I think you'll agree rather that the venue was in terrific nick, so big round of applause for Brisbane City. Every weekend across the state we put on thousands of matches from Cairns right the way down to the Gold Coast and down to Mount Isa. Put simply could not be done without the support of our match officials. They have a tremendously difficult job. Obviously they have split seconds to make decisions while we all get to sit up in the grandstand and critique and watch replays and try to come to what we think the best outcome will be. These guys have got to do it in a split second. And to be selected to officiate in the cup final is a terrific reward and recognition for the seasons that these 4 individuals have had. Without further ado, we'd like to invite our match officials to the please to receive their grand final medals. One more time, ladies and gentlemen, for Piper, Oliver, Chloe and Taylor, our under-18 girls final matches. On cup final day, ladies and gentlemen, we must of course crown a winner, but we must unfortunately crown a runner-up. Today in the 18s girls, that was Lions FC. Notwithstanding the result today, girls, it's obviously been a terrific campaign, a terrific season, and a brilliant achievement to reach the final in what is a highly competitive under-18 girls division. It's obviously a period and a culture of sustained success right the way across the club, especially in the female space, from the junior academy right the way through to the seniors. Lions have been at the forefront of everything that's been good about female football here in Queensland for the past few years. So congratulations to the girls, the coaching staff, the technical staff and everybody involved with the club on a superb campaign. We'd like to invite you all please to receive your runner-up medals. Ladies and gentlemen, one more big round of applause, please, for your 2016 Kappa Queensland Cup Under-18 Girls Runner-Up Lions FC. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the pitch your two teams, Gold Coast Knights and Kappa Queensland.
Good afternoon and welcome to Spencer Park. For those of you who have just joined us, welcome. For those of you who are rolling into another fixture with us, welcome back. Amy Webster here. I am delighted for you to join us for this Senior Women's Kappa Queensland Cup final. Gold Coast Knights arrive as newly crowned premiers, carrying both form and history into a derby that has rarely tilted away from them. Gold Coast United, they know that the head-to-head record sits heavily in Knights' favour, but a cup final has a way of stripping back all of that. What this decider offers is a clean slate. Knights, the chance to do the double. United, the opportunity to break the pattern. I am joined by James Cogland for this afternoon's call. James, it's a Gold Coast derby with everything on the line.
Certainly, and in the vein of the glitter strip as well, the sun's come out to play finally. It's been miserable, cloudy, rainy all day today here for the under-18s games, but as the sun sets to our right, I'm hoping that these two teams will light up the Spencer Park pitch.
Absolutely, we've got a showcase on our hands. I'll run you through the lineups. Officials for this afternoon: Jessica Jensen, supported by Eliana Beatson, Emily Bieber, and our fourth official, Matthew Stabens. For Gold Coast Knights, Emily Clark in net, Corey Kane wears the number 2, Holly Palmer 3, Claire Farrington 5, Amy Morland and the skipper number 8, 11 is Robin Spilsbury, 12 Harriet Withers, 14 she keeps her spot, well deserved, Paloma Oliveira, 16 Eri Takamura, 17 Bronte Rose, and 19 Hinata Yamaguchi. No Katano, Rashad or Paige Taylor in the squad for Glyn Boyd this afternoon, but they do also have plenty of football ahead of them. For Gold Coast United, Alex Pitt is their coach. They have Layla Adams in goal. Momo Hayashi wears the number 6. They've got their cup strip on, so slightly different numbers than you may be familiar with. Maya Fortune wears 4. Alyssa Tomasella, number 9. 14 is Letitia Emmerich. Number 10 and the skipper, AJ Ujo. 24, Mariah McGee. 25, Danica Ehrlich Beach. 16, Shubri Shran. 26, Mia Klein. And 33, Daisy Loveday. It's worth noting they have a couple of names on the bench who, if you have tuned into the under-18 women's game, Gold Coast United were the victors over Lions FC, and Jessica Taylor and Montana Corey are backing up for United. They have got themselves a spot on the bench. Plenty to be excited about here at Spencer Park this afternoon as both sides get themselves into the huddles and get set. It will be Knights in their red shirt, white shorts, blue socks, going left to right. Gold Coast United in a strip I'm not too familiar with. It's dark blue and light blue stripes. They have just made a fool of me and switched sides. Gold Coast Knights will start to the right from our viewing position. United will kick us off, and they line up on the left.
And I will say as well, Amy, hello everyone, it's a pleasure to be here today. As to Gold Coast United, they've knocked it out of the park with their kits this year, men's, women's, cup kits. They just look really, really good. It's the best ones that I've seen from a Gold Coast United team.
Yeah, the teams certainly look the part. They await the thumbs up from Jessica Jensen. Alex Pitt just checking if Layla Adams might want a cap, given she's right in the sun, but she's waved him away for now at least. Mo Hayashi, with her first touch, sends it out wide. What an afternoon of football we have. What a day of football. It all kicked off at 11 a.m. here today, James, with the under-18 boys rolling straight into the under-18 girls final. It's Eastern Suburbs taking it home for the boys. Gold Coast United for the girls. They'll be looking to do the double here this afternoon over their close rivals, close in location at least.
And you think about it as well, two Gold Coast sides, but two very different bits of history when it comes to success. Gold Coast Knights recently back on the scene with the women's program that started with Gary French and so many of his trusted players as well. They came up through FQPL on the Gold Coast, straight up to FQPL 1, won everything there, and then they're back-to-back NPL premiers. And by comparison, Gold Coast United, this is a chance for their first senior trophy since the 2020 NPL Women's Premiership.
Absolutely. Gold Coast Knights have just taken the league by storm since finding themselves promoted off the back of all of that success that James just mentioned. They've gone back-to-back as premiers. New coach this season, as mentioned, Gary French has brought them up through the system. Lynn Boyd at the helm this season, and they've just looked their consistent selves. They have had a few changes and a few challenges throughout the season. They've had injuries to contend with. They've had a tight game schedule. They probably had the tightest with the majority of the makeup games, and it came down to the wire. I was on the call, as were you, for the final game of the season, and as much as the stats looked well in the favour of Knights in terms of goal difference, Lions and Eastern Suburbs put up a fight, and in the end, an extremely well-deserved premiership for Lynn Boyd's Gold Coast Knights.
Well, that was one of the most fun nights I think we've had with the simultaneous kickoffs as well. You know, Lions and East both needing miracles to move up from their respective positions on the ladder. And for a little while there, it looked like they might actually get it. Knights were pushed through to the 70th minute before finding their breakthrough at Ballinger Park. And then Lions almost were caught by a fast-finishing East who scored 14 in their game against South. So it's been a phenomenal finish to the league season, and I'm sure the Cup final day will be no different.
Knights with an early corner. We saw the same for United in the under-18 ladies, a corner at a similar stage of the game, but on this occasion in the seniors, it's Harriet Withers to send this one in. She sends it in towards Corey Kane. It's cleared away off the toes of Bronte Rose, and out it goes for another corner. Little wave there from Withers to Takamura. She said, I'm too far away, you can take this one. They tend to share the responsibilities between them a little more as the season's progressed. Harriet Withers, predominant corner kick taker, but in her absence, Takamura has stepped up, and she has found herself a cheeky little Olympico from a corner in the past.
I don't know if we'll get that again from Takamura as the in-swing delivery goes.
Takamura does force the save, and Amy Morland with the strike, and it's high and over toward the clubhouse. But Takamura, she does like to send them in, stick them on the keeper. If it's not going to go all the way in itself, she's hoping that someone can get an all-important touch on it.
Just looking as well, I'm reminded of the 2024 Kappa Queensland Cup Women's Final, which was at this venue. Gold Coast Knights, then FQPL premiers. They're under pressure here.
United coming forward. Schran on the last touch, sending her attempt over the bar. It was a good attack there from Gold Coast United. Schran playing in that right wing position as things stand. She's got Emmerich ahead of her skipper to the left, and Ehrlich Beach occupying that left position. Familiar spots. Mariah McGee and Momo Hayashi in that, just sitting in front of the defence.
And of course Momo Hayashi, another player that knows how to score at this ground as well, albeit in a orange jersey.
Plenty of talent. Here comes Withers. She's felled inside the area and she's stayed down. The referee has pointed for the corner, so no illegal challenge there on Harriet Withers. She's
Stayed down though. It was a heavy contact from Mia Huang, as that was a very, very risky challenge, but it came off for the defender.
Yeah, Mia Huang, who will be having a stint abroad, having been picked up by a Spanish side to go over to Europe in the off-season, so big congratulations to her. Another young player, could have been playing in the under-18s today had she not been starting this one. Withers sends that one in, and again it's Corey Kane lurking at the back. Palmer going to send it back in, and Farrington, she did get a headed goal in that the final game of the season to win them the Premiership. Claire Farrington often pops up there with a cheeky header.
It was off a corner as well from that right side, Farrington. A commanding header from the defender, who's had a pretty interesting career, all things considered. Playing at Logan and briefly for Brisbane Roar, as well as a college stint over in the US.
And Brisbane City thrown in on the resume as well for Farrington. Found herself up against her old side in the grand final last year. Rose with the patient play finds Palmer, who's been back in the starting lineup since her return. Gucci sends that one in, and it's Oliveira who came to try and just steal that off the head of Bronte Rose, perhaps. Oliveira, she's been in the goals recently, and she's just looking very, very hungry for more. Paloma Oliveira, she threw herself at that one.
She did. I thought that was, all set up for Rose to nod that one home, and next thing I know, the number 14 just pops up and thinks, I'll try and take this one myself.
We might have to have words about that one, depending on how this unfolds this afternoon, but for now, they will continue. It's been early pressure, all swinging in favour of Knights so far. Yamaguchi finds Oliveira. Good tackle there at the back. Solid footing from Tomasella. Hayashi. Good pressure from Knights, but they do well. Oliveira finds Palmer. Lovely little touch from the former Perth Glory player, finding Withers. Holds it up well, Harriet Withers. Sends it straight to the feet of Hayashi. Morland, is she caught? Referee says not.
All in all tackle, and now it's Ehrlich Beach on the far side.
Ehrlich Beach sends that one in towards her captain, nodded away by Farrington. Ehrlich Beach might get another crack. She'll settle for the throw. You see the Gold Coast United Queensland Cup under-18s champions settle in to cheer on their senior side.
Some still in kit.
As I would expect.
Wearing their medals as well.
I think I did see that North Lakes United, who won the Premiership for FQPL 1, may have been photographed in their kits out at bars in the Valley celebrating their success, so why not keep your kit on and celebrate?
I'm fairly certain that was happened after a couple of the grand finals at Perry Park last year as well.
Loveday up against Yamaguchi. Out it goes to Tran. And the flag is raised. See some youngsters in the stands with some homemade signs supporting on their senior players. Big sign there, go AJ. It's great to see the support out here. I've been very impressed by the support from the under-18s. I never know how many people are going to get out for the early games, and the stands were packed early doors, which is excellent. Adams fires that one forward. Spilsbury putting it out.
And I will say as well, for two Gold Coast clubs, plenty of representation in the stands as well, making the drive up the M1, which can be a headache at the best of times.
Yeah, the playing field certainly levelled by the fact both sides had to travel for this one.
It could well make for a fun drive back for whichever side emerges victorious this evening.
Free kick for the foul on Farrington. Palmer takes it quickly, looks for Rose. Rose collects up against Loveday. dodges the free kick love there, but now she's got a bit of a handle on Bronte Rosie's shirt. Rosie's just having a little look at the referee to see if she's going to get anything, but Jessica Jensen happy for them to play on. Takamura fires that one towards the back post. Can Withers get there? She can, but over it goes, and Morland understandably coming over for a bit of a chat with the ref. See why nothing was given against the challenges on Rose there.
Jess Jensen looks like she'll be happy to let this one play out, and a reward for a referee and her team as well would have worked their way up, and it's good to see the referees getting their acknowledgements at this time of year as well with the awarding of these sorts of matches.
Out wide it goes to Ehrlich Beach.
Good tackle.
Holly Palmer, she's a slight thing in the middle of the park, but she doesn't half show her force in those challenges. She can hold her own in the middle of the park, Holly Palmer. That one all the way back from Mia Klein. Palmer again, just dictating play there in the middle. Holly Palmer, Amy Morland, Eri Takamura, often just rotating around that middle three.
All capable of playing in those different roles as well. Able to sit back and hold. Takamura probably the most attacking of those three, but...
Speaking of which, Eri Takamura, she's muscled off the ball again. Amy Morland asking questions of the referee, but Knight's still in possession, so Jensen happy for things to continue. Morland fires it into the back of Jessica Jensen. And a little smile from the captain. She may have enjoyed that one.
Not sure how intentional that was, but I think after the frustrations in Gold Coast Knights' mind, that might have been a little bit therapeutic for Amy Morland.
Forward from Farrington, finds Oliveira. Forced back. It's good defending there by Tomasella. He's quite quirky, seeing a number 9 on the back of the defender's shirt. We get used to these cup numbers for Gold Coast United.
I'm sure the purists will be wondering what's going on.
Forward they come with Withers. She's forced back. Ehrlich Beach and McGee just tag teaming on that side. And it goes, headed away by Tomasella. Takamura finds Palmer. Great defending there from United just to crowd her out. Farrington.
Oh, that was an awkward bounce.
He was sent in, and Oliveira was the furthest advanced, but I think Farrington might have just been having a little test of Layla Adams there.
Oh, Adams, such an accomplished keeper already at this point. It's a very early stage in her senior career. Queensland All-Star for the matches a couple of years ago against the Victorian side, which completed a sweep over Victoria here in 2024, I want to say.
And plenty of the players out in front of us this afternoon have been shortlisted for state selection already this year. Corey Kane, forward it goes. Palmer's advanced for Knights. Oliveira dragged out wide, sends it across for Rose. Just hacking away in the middle of the park. Gold Coast United, a little bit messy as we creep towards the 15-minute mark. And both sides pretty consistent in their run to the final. Both sides scoring 16 goals each in the run to the final. Tomasella nods that one down.
Both sides, yeah, big wins to start off their campaign. 6-0 for United against Logan. 2 own goals in that one. And then just a casual 10-0 win for Knights in round 4.
Just a casual shift. Tran coming forward, fires that one across for Emmerich. Lovely touch from Robin Spilsbury. How calm was that from the Canadian in a right-back position? A cheeky little back heel to get rid of the ball. Lynn Boyd likes what he sees, applauding from the sideline. And I'll tell you what, I am enjoying the weather that we have for this afternoon kickoff.
I'm not sure the players are enjoying it when they've got to turn around and look right into that setting sun. Adams with one of those gloved hands up trying to block the sun. And you mentioned before kickoff, Amy, that Alex Pitt did ask if she wanted a cap, but it feels like with the angle the sun's on, I'm not sure a cap's going to do anything.
I agree. I think she's just going to have to make do this afternoon and hope that her defence in front of her can keep Knights at bay until they switch sides, and of course the sun will die down. Mia Klein sends that one forward. Spilsbury back. Farrington's got time. And out it goes for Farrington. Finding Takamura. Lofted ball in for Rose to chase. Rose is, of course, a former Gold Coast United player. 17 NPL goals for Gold Coast United in 2014.
And that's going to be an interesting thing to keep an eye on. Now for Knights, it does feel like they've been in the ascendancy early on. I'd love to know the actual possession stats, but I think everything on that stat sheet, aside from goals, will be weighted towards Knights, which you probably would expect based on the way that these two seasons have gone, but you never know how long before United just need something on the counter. And there is their X factor, looking to close the Knights attack down wearing the number 6 shirt, Momo Hayashi, where, look, there is talent aplenty for both sides on this pitch, but Hayashi is far and away the best player on the pitch in my mind.
There's a fair call there from the Knights players. Glyn Boyd with his head in his hands. It was a handball there from Momo Hayashi, but the referee saw the foul on Hayashi as the worst offence in that little melee. So United with the free kick. United finishing in 6th spot in the league this season. They managed 37 points from 27 games. Knights, as mentioned, taking home the Premiership, 61 points from 27 games, unbeaten in the league across this derby fixture. We had a 3-0 in round 9, McGilligan, Palmer and Ash Adamson, another former United player. Round 11 saw Knights put 5 past United. Rose Takamura, a brace for Farrington, and Adamson enjoying herself again against her former side. And round 25 was a little more subdued, just a 1-0 win for Knights, courtesy of Harriet Withers, who will run on to the Oliveira ball and get her side another corner kick.
That was just straight play going to one of their star attackers, Withers, and now she has a chance to deliver the set piece. And Alex Pitt has just emerged from the change room, cap in hand, and I think he's just giving an instruction to someone to run that down to Adams. It's the backup goalkeeper, Taylor, who will be...
Withers sends that one in. Corey Kane again, the intended target. And behind it goes for a goal kick. Rosie Malone once again on photography duties down on the sideline. Excellent news that she was back in the boots in the under-23s in a recent fixture against Eastern Suburbs. So well on the way to getting herself back on the pitch for 2027, having been in recovery for her ACL.
It's a fantastic news for Gold Coast Knights as well. Wonder if she might push to come back for the final series, but she's quite enjoying the support work that she's been doing, not just for Gold Coast Knights, but at a couple of events around the place as well.
Nade Yamaguchi, strong there from Shran. Shran gets in the way of that one. Hayashi sends it forward. It's going to roll on through for Spilsbury to get ahead of Ehrlich Beach.
And Robin Spilsbury. So round 5, they needed extra time to get by East. Spilsbury, I think, might have been one of, if not the most impressive players for Knights in that match as well. It was a remarkable performance from the right back.
United coming forward with Ujo. Back it goes to Klein. Out wide for Ehrlich Beach. Back defending is Withers, strong in defence and gets that one back for a goal kick. Make sure that that is no corner conceded.
Strong shoulder-to-shoulder challenge from Withers, and she won that battle convincingly.
Forward from Farrington, nodded on by Rose. She'll have another opportunity here to find Oliveira, who's the intended target, and this time it will get there. Just forced out wide by Tomasella. Lovely little skip past from Paloma Oliveira. She's going to lay it off for Takamura. Takamura on the left, squared across Moreland. And crowded out in the end. And the United throw. Good defensive play from Alex Pitt's side.
Yeah, well, they're looking strong at the back so far, and the Knights are creating the chances, but not causing too many problems so far for Adams, or at least in the last few minutes.
On it goes. Kane gets there ahead of Ehrlich Beach. Hinata Yamaguchi is having a little waltz there with Angelina Ujura. Across it goes. And Holly Palmer, no nonsense in there from Holly Palmer to find Withers. She's got the run on from Oliveira. We know what she can do. Oliveira with the strike, and this time it's wide of the mark. That was good defending there. Credit has to go to the defensive work of Mia Klein.
Yeah, it's what we noticed in the 18s game as well, Amy. Gold Coast at the back, they looked like they were in control. There was no panic even when they were under the pump.
Palmer with a strike from distance.
That's got to be a clear strategy from Knights in this first half. Get Adams looking into the sun and just see if someone can hit the ball from range that she might just lose in the bright light in her eyes.
They've certainly had the ball in dangerous areas, Gold Coast Knights, and potentially all it takes is one on target to catch the keeper off guard. But for now, we are still locked at 0-0, 22 and a half minutes into this Kappa Queensland Cup fixture. The season, of course, over after this fixture for United, who just been caught offside. Whereas Gold Coast Knights still have football ahead of them. They will face Lions next weekend as we head into the final series. Plenty of congestion. We'll have half an eye on that fixture as they see how their squad pulls through these final few fixtures, but so far so good. I think this is the least amount of strapping tape I've seen in the Gold Coast Knights setup in a long time, so looks like their physio has been earning the keep.
And also a chance then to have a full week between games as well, where we know the Croatian Sports Centre down at Carrara got hit pretty hard by the weather in the first half of the year, and it did result in a lot of catch-up games for both the men and women. Not that it seemed to bother them, though. Both have wound up in the final four in the league.
And that week off will be all important if they can get the job done against Lions next week. It will be certainly the prize that they will be wanting heading into the final. The team that misses out on that week off will, of course, have to face the winner of Eastern Suburbs or Brisbane City. For now, they are vying for the Kappa Queensland Cup. Eri Takamura uses Kane, nodded on by Oliveira. Here come Knights again. Rose, Daisy Loveday will get there first. She came off the bench in their regional fixture up against Edge Hill United, having had a spell out through injury, Daisy Loveday, so great to see her back in the starting 11. And out that goes from Mia Klein.
Glenn Boyd animated on the sideline, just issuing some instructions to Clark.
Throw in for United. Emily Clark fairway out of her technical area as she just observes for the time being. There's been a little bit of activity down that end of the pitch, but so far the majority of play has been with the Knights' attack, and here they have it again. Can Oliveira keep that in? She can keep it in from a throw-in, but she fires it down over the byline. It will be a goal kick, which Momo Hayashi will take short, potentially.
I mean, knowing the way Hayashi plays, she may fancy a shot from this range.
Yeah, she is going to trick a few people, but in the end she goes short and sends it to that left-back position. Momo Hayashi, since signing her first professional contract, has had an outstanding season for Raw. Had the captain armband with the absence of Yallop through injury. Yallop, as we know from recent Raw announcement, has moved on to Wellington Phoenix for family reasons, so may have another chance with the armband. Oliveira goes down on the edge of the area under a challenge, and corner kick is the outcome.
No appeals there from Oliveira, thinking that there may have been a penalty. That just looked like a really good challenge at the back.
There's been some good duels already popping up in certain areas of the pitch. Alex Pitt's turn to send some instructions from the sideline.
Schran has got a bit of a dilemma now at the top of the box with Withers short and Moreland just lurking in the centre of the field. That's two players for her to watch, and she's also got Palmer to her right.
In it comes. It's an in-swinger towards the back post. Corey Kane is lurking. Headed away. Knights may get another chance here with Yamaguchi. She's fired it in. Moreland. Back heel from Yamaguchi, but now Schran may have chance to break. And here comes Schran. Ball forward for Emmerich. Spilsbury. Play it back to Clark. Emmerich putting the pressure on, which is exactly what her coach is asking for from the sideline. Withers down the other end. There's plenty of movement of momentum as this game unfolds. Takamura pokes it through towards Palmer. Kane and Farrington. Formidable duo in the centre half position. United with the throw. Down the line it goes. Out it comes. Oliveira, she's got a fortunate turn there, Paloma Oliveira. She's backed away from goal, though, by the organisation of Gold Coast United, and this time the whistle does go for a free kick in favour of Gold Coast United.
Yeah, it was just a little bit too rough in the challenge there from Rose.
Hayashi with the switch.
It's also the benefit for Gold Coast United as well, as they can almost give Hayashi a bit of free rein to fill the spaces that she needs in this team. I think the worst case scenario for United would have been her creativity would get stifled if she was playing just as an out-and-out central defender. But here she does seem to have that extra flexibility where she can work her way up and down the pitch as needed from her nominally midfield role.
Now it goes for Palmer. Knights just controlling the play still as we creep towards the half-hour point. Palmer in a bit of a foot race with the keeper, and in the end it's Layla Adams who gets down well and gets there before Palmer can cause any bother. Hayashi does indeed have free rein. We see her occupy that defensive pocket, just pulling the strings in the middle of the park, and often finding herself in some decent attacking positions to get a shot from distance. She's alongside Mariah McGee for this afternoon. Mariah McGee is also a Queensland futsal representative, so plenty of them playing that fast-paced version of the game and keeping their skills. Schran to run onto this one, and Farrington with a look over her shoulder had that one covered all the way home.
Yeah, well, it's not just football on the Gold Coast that's producing successful group of players. We've also got the futsal title as well, with the all-conquering Crusaders team looking to win another Premiership, Cup and Grand Final treble. And Glenn Boyd is the coach of that team, and it's also how they were able to recruit substitute for today, Meg McElligott, to Gold Coast Knights.
I think we're going to have to turn down the Crusaders mentions, people in fact think them on commission. He does enjoy a little shout out for Crusaders. And of course, Steph Latham in the ranks, playing alongside Oliveira, Sam Hughes, the reserve keeper and Philippines national rep, Dom Spampinado, who's on the bench this afternoon, so plenty of them popping up in the futsal arena. Yuri Takamura just getting a foot in. Momo Hayashi just urging her side to send this one long downfield. Some well-deserved pizzas passing us by for the under-18s. Get some carbs back into them after that solid shift. Proudly wearing their medals, some of them still milling around as well, which is great to see.
It's not quite Medal Monday yet, but maybe some of them will be wearing it.
Silverware Sunday.
Yeah, there we go. But, yeah, well, you think about the job that Glenn Boyd has walked into after the departure of Gary French from Gold Coast Knights, and I do think his experience with that Crusaders futsal team, it has set him up well, joining a club that not only wants success, but at this point expects it.
And they've maintained a core group of players. I've mentioned this a few times throughout the league campaign. They've maintained that core group of players from the campaign that Gary French led. The only new faces have come a couple early doors. Holly Palmer, Hinata Yamaguchi at the start of the season. They had to bring in a new keeper, Atsuko Watanabe going back to Japan, so they had to bring in Emily Clark. But the likes of Meg McElligott, Jessie Rashard, Ash Adamson, the little additions to the squad, but they've still maintained that core group.
And that was such a big concern for Knights as well. Obviously, Gary French is responsible for bringing a lot of these players to Knights. From a lot of them have ties to Souths prior to this as well, and they all happily followed him as well. Such is the impact of French, but also a good sign for what Knights are doing, that a lot of them are happy to stay.
And just that mention of a lot of them representing Souths under Gary French. Amy Morland, only goal of the season this season was against her former side, Souths. So that would have been a sweet one for her. She's a solid figure and a really reliable figure in the middle of the park for Knights, but not one that you would put pressure on to score the goals, being in that distribution role.
Now a couple of years without her. Speaking of Morland, going down, and I think she's now asking for further sanction, but Amy Morland missing her former midfield partner Katie Kissel as well. Those two such a dynamic duo for years, and Morland may well be the fittest player across NPL men's or women's.
She's taken up triathlons this year, I've been told. So
long-term triathlete. I think I'm not sure if she's a triathlete that plays football or a footballer that does triathlons.
And it goes from Farrington. Just trying to get United out of this end of the pitch. The sun has disappeared in terms of causing bother on the pitch. It's a lot shadier for Layla Adams. Gold Coast United so far just struggling to keep hold of the ball and really create anything in terms of stringing passes together.
It is really just an exercise in patience now for Gold Coast United, as just looking to hold off this relentless red and white onslaught.
Oliveira on the chase. Tomasella, her appearance against Edge Hill United was her 50th, so she has plenty of experience in this Gold Coast United setup. She got there ahead of Oliveira. Now come forward with Mia Klein. All important foot in there from Holly Palmer. And just like that, the ball is down the other end with Withers. Out it goes again for United. Corey Kane It's a rough touch there from Kane, but Amy Morland dealt with it well. Forward it goes from Farrington. We've seen this as Knights have got through their fixtures at the back end of the season. We have seen games where they've dominated in possession without managing to break the deadlock in the first half. The final game of the season was a great example of that against Sunshine Coast Wanderers, but just coming out in the second half and finding another gear. So it'll be interesting to see how this fixture goes, whether United can get on the front foot and catch Knights unawares. Alex Pitt very confident with his side coming into this one that they're ready, and he's got full trust that they can get the job done, but see what happens on the day.
And I think for United, this is part of the reason why they are not just hanging on, but looking strong at the back for the most part this afternoon as well, is the fact that since they had their safety in NPL secured, oh, that was a rugby tackle.
Daisy Loveday up against Bronte Rose. A little bit of frustration there from Rose in the aftermath. It was certainly looking like a different code for a second there. Jessica Jensen is going to have a word with Loveday. It looks like she might be keeping the cards in her pockets. I wouldn't have been surprised to see a yellow come out for Loveday. And Rose with a little bit of afters having a talking to as well.
Well, of the Gold Coast United squad today, they've only had 5 or 6 yellow cards in all competitions so far this season, 3 of which have gone to AJ Ujda.
Yeah, we haven't seen too much of that from these sides this season. It's the strong presence of the captain changing those statistics for Gold Coast United. Holly Palmer on free kick duties.
Just keeping an eye on the friendly hostilities, we'll say, at the top of the 18-yard box on that far side as Loveday.
Palmer doesn't half put a boot through that one to send it deep. It's going to fall loose. Farrington tries to get the turn on Klein. And Withers get that one in and get her side a corner. She can. Pinning them in this half, Gold Coast Knights.
And I will say as well, the distribution of Holly Palmer, I remember she was in that Brisbane Roar midfield with Katrina Gorry. We all know what Gorry can do with the ball at her right foot, but Palmer just as capable in terms of range.
And it goes for Farrington. It's cleared off the line, just about. Layla Adams had to stretch. There was a little bit of friendly fire in there with the deflection.
It was Lang who maybe took it away from the keeper, who would have otherwise had a pretty straightforward save, I think.
Kane sends that one back in the mix. Corey Kane and Harriet Withers both playing their college football over at Murray Strait University. 2015 to 2018 for Corey Kane, 2014 to 2017 to Harriet Withers. So repping the Aussies over in the US. United now striding forward. All important touch there. Emmerich just giving the turf a bit of a bash as she gets up in frustration. She saw the left boot of Harriet Withers just take that ball out of range.
And those are the half chances that Gold Coast United will need to turn into full chances, and they've been few and far between in the opening 40 minutes.
Oliveira finding herself out wide. She's lost out there in the battle. Ehrlich Beach getting back.
See a young spectator on the far side of the fence.
Out for a Saturday afternoon stroll, and they see a bit of action through the fence here at Newmarket. Spencer Park, the venue for our Saturday of Cup finals. Still to come is our 7 p.m. kickoff. Peninsula Power taking on Lions men. What do you get when you get an Englishman and a Scottishman walking to Spencer Park, James?
Our commentary team for the men's final.
Absolutely. Adam Cattell and Alan Kroll on the mic this evening for the senior men's final. So
I thought you were setting me up for a different joke there.
Worked a treat. Absolute blockbuster day of football here at Spencer Park.
We're looking forward to settling down with a pizza and enjoying that one.
Oliveira dancing her way into the area. Oliveira trying to get it across to Morland. Morland with a second goal. It's scrappy in there, but United in the end get it away. Amy Morland in the right place at the right time. Couldn't finish.
And a great block as well on the line, Momo Hayashi. But then in the follow-up, it's Adams down as it looks like she copped a stray boot to the head from Tomasella.
Yeah, more friendly fire in there. Tomasella just throwing in a desperate challenge to keep the ball away from the net, but in doing so has caught her keeper. Will give an opportunity for Glyn Boyd to get his side over for some instructions and some hydration.
They've been knocking on the door, Gold Coast Knights, for 41 and a half minutes now, it seems like, and maybe this will be the opportunity for Boyd to encourage his players to get out that sledgehammer and completely knock down the Gold Coast resistance.
Just a reminder, if Layla Adams did need to make way, the reserve keeper is Jessica Taylor, who's just put in 90 minutes for the under-18s. So they've got a very capable deputy waiting in the wings, but it looks like that will not be necessary right now as Layla Adams is back on her feet. Glyn Boyd surrounded by his players, just giving them some wise words, I'm sure. Alex Pitt doing the same down in front with Gold Coast United. It's a very different kit, isn't it, to their home and away strip from the league fixtures, Gold Coast United.
It is. They've really gone to another level with their kits, Gold Coast United, this year. You know, we think of the primarily yellow shirt, blue shorts, but I'm enjoying how the men and women have looked this year.
Some great style on display across these kits. And even the training kits. I was enjoying the Lions training shirt as the youngsters were warming up. Corner kick will get us back underway. Eri Takamura sends that one in, punched away by Adams. More bodies on the floor in the box. Holly Palmer just trying to carry that one back into the area, and it's Bronte Rose who steps away a little gingerly.
Some heavy collisions in that box as well as that one was delivered. These two sides, as we've seen now for 2.5 matches today, happy to throw their bodies around and not afraid of any sort of collision.
Some good physicality across the league this season. I've been enjoying seeing the battles in many areas of the park for our women's senior sides in the league campaign. Seen a few red cards branded around as well, mind, but some very fair challenges and battles along the way as Knights again on the attack. Oliveira in a good spot. Takamura forces a save. Oliveira on the follow-up. Paloma Oliveira gets us off the mark, and there's fist pumps and jumping on the sideline from Gold Coast Knights. She's popped up again, James.
It's been coming, and of course it had to be Oliveira when her side needed 11th goal of the season in all competitions, and it was a fizzing strike that Adams did really well to stop. But those rebounds are always so critical, and that was exactly what Knights have been working towards in the last few minutes. And you see Adams just checking on that left foot as well, and well, now United have something to chase.
4th goal in the cup competition for Paloma Oliveira. She's certainly giving Glyn Boyd something to think about in terms of his selections as they do edge into that final series. He's, for one, kept Meg McGilligan on the bench for this afternoon, and she certainly earned herself a spot in the starting 11. It was hard to see Layla Adams. She made that save So very unlucky to see that one go into the net on her perspective, but great to see the follow-up and the, yet again, determination from Knights. Oliveira again closing that one down. James Coughlin worried on the sideline.
Some nervous moments at the back now for United, and they need to make sure they refocus quickly here after holding out strong for pretty much the entire first half. And you do wonder if that just stoppage for the injury to Lael Adams might have just broken their concentration a little bit.
Yeah, that is as well-timed a goal as any for the team in the lead. It's going in at half-time is exactly where we'd want to have the advantage. United will not go down without a fight.
Now it does force United, maybe not straight away, but at some point they are going to have to try and just get the ball forward, because pretty much their entire possession has come on their side of halfway, which is obviously not how you score goals.
And it'll be interesting to see what Alex Pitt does at half-time as Bronte Rose just tries to get this one away. Hinata Yamaguchi will run it clear. But I wouldn't be too surprised to see, if not a change made at half-time, early in the second half. Katana Bailey is the player I've got in mind, having seen her run riot on the right flank up in Cairns against Edge Hill United. So they've certainly got talent. They've got Bronte Hodgkinson on the bench. They've got Montana Corrie, who we've just seen running riot as she came off the bench for the under-18s, and Sarah Solomon. So plenty of options there, but for now they're defending another attack as Withers battles with Klein. Harriet Withers fires that one off the left back and sends it back in a little hurriedly. Harriet Withers, she will be in an offside position, so wisely leaves that one. You mentioned earlier Harriet Withers missing out on the golden boot to Anna Soulsby. Harriet Withers, 20 league goals. She was sitting in that top spot for the majority of the season, but Anna Soulsby popping up with 4 in the final fixture. The chase was on. That will do us for the first 45. The Paloma Oliveira goal, the only thing to split the sides, but possession has certainly been favouring Gold Coast Knights.
Yeah, if this was a boxing match, the scorecard would be very heavily weighted in favour of Knight, but on the...
Excellence. Is it measured in likes, bottom lines, or the impact we make around us? The things we build, the students we inspire, the care we give.
Baby girl.
At CQ University, we recognise all kinds of excellence. We combine contemporary courses with more choices and real support to empower you to create the success that means more to you. Be with CQU.
Felton Industries is proud to be the official shelter and grandstands partner of Football Queensland. Felton offers a range of premium aluminium grandstands, from elite portable spectator seating to soccer team shelters for players and coaches. Give your fans the best view of the game with Felton's comfortable spectator seating. With sun-safe shelters or powder-coated in your team colours. Whatever your club needs, Felton has a high-quality, low-maintenance seating option to suit. We are the pioneers in Australian-made grandstands and team shelters. Contact Felton today on 1800 834 016 or visit felton.net.au.
Future game is changing, and so it's really important for us to understand that we're not developing players for the here and now, it's for the future. It's extremely important to have an identity as a state. There's some key characteristics that we identified as being really important to Queensland players. The first one is creative, which refers to a player's technical ability, their base level technique and their X factor qualities. Second is courageous, how players influence the game, their levels of effort, their absolute desire displayed on the pitch. And then there's competitive, so their winning mentality, and that's got nothing to do with winning games. And that's a never say die effort, which is a hallmark of Queensland players in the past. It's something we want to continue to preserve. That sort of frames everything we look for in a Queensland player. It's really important for every fan of every club, for every member, for every player to understand what it means to be a Queenslander, lean into the nature of the Queensland spirit. I think this is the most exciting time for youth development in a long time in Australia. We've seen so many young Queenslanders move on to bigger and better things. We've seen so much national team representation, and we've seen a massive shift in terms of the focus on youth development in a professional sort of setting within the A-Leagues. So if you're a young Queenslander, it's our job at Football Queensland to ensure that we're giving every opportunity to players to reach that stage and support talent wherever it may be to reach the higher echelons of the game.
I think football was always my thing, yeah. I just loved it. Yeah. I love being a part of the team and I love winning. Yeah. I played for Warriors in Townsville and it was really good and I learnt a lot and I felt like I was just having fun. I was really nervous at first because I'd played against these girls all growing up. Like I'd always been in the Townsville team, they'd been in the Metro teams, and I was really nervous because I didn't know whether I was good enough or whether I was just like overreaching. With the right support and the right coaching and the right programs to be identified, like carnivals, you can definitely get spotted and you can do it. From there, it's just how much you want it, really. The Queensland State Team program has helped me believe in myself because a lot of the time when I don't believe in myself, I don't perform as well, and that's probably what's let me down. Off the field, I'd say just like becoming a better person and more mature and friendly and outgoing, and I feel like helped me bring me out of my shell, I guess, yeah. I feel really, really grateful and really honoured that I've been selected and that I've been seen and identified to be good enough to play, just to have the opportunity to play in front of national team coaches, and I just feel like super confident, super eager. It's really good to see my kind of progression from not making it at all to making it. The Queensland State Team program can really help push you into the A-League teams, the Premier League teams, the Matildas representing your country, and that's something that I aspire to do. I think just the level of coaching and the intensity and playing in a better team definitely makes you a better player, and you kind of understand what you have to do to get to that level, and it's, yeah, really good.
How do I feel this time? One straight off.
Welcome back to this coverage of the Senior Women's Kappa Queensland Cup final. Paloma Oliveira, 1 minute before half-time, breaking the deadlock with a determined finish. It was a bit of a melee in the box, and Paloma Oliveira popped up and struck the ball home. So Gold Coast Knights with the advantage and the lion's share of possession in that first half. United wanting to come out fighting. Alex Pitt has been given the instructions at half-time, no doubt. For now, the ball coming forward again from Knights all the way through to Layla Adams. Layla Adams, who did take a bit of a knock in that first half, but good to see she's still back out between the sticks for United. Daisy Loveday on that right-hand side. Amy Webster and James Coughlin on the call for you this evening. It's been a ripper of a day so far with the under-18s. And a crack from distance there. Is safely into the gloves of Emily Clark.
It was AJ Ushta perhaps trying to take on some of the responsibility of the captain's armband there and just fashion what may well be United's first shot on target of the match.
I think that could be a correct statistic there. They did not have much of the ball in the Knights half in the first 45. They'll be hoping to change that, but for now, Harriet Withers up against May of Fortune. It's fallen kindly for Bronte Rose. Back it goes for Palmer. She looked promising in the first half. Across for Oliveira. Can she get around? Good goalkeeping from Layla Adams.
Yeah, Adams was called on a couple of times in the first half to make some very important saves for her side, but just couldn't do much off the rebound that Oliveira converted to give Knights the lead.
For anyone who has just joined us, Eastern Suburbs are the under-18 male champions. Gold Coast United took home the trophy for the under-18 female final. We still have the senior men's final ahead of us. Peninsula Power and Lions FC kicking off at 7 p.m. For now, we are waiting to see this Gold Coast derby. United yet to get the win over Knights in the league at least. They'll be looking to get their first piece of silverware in a while for the senior side here this evening. But they have a 1-goal deficit ahead of them.
This has been a great cup run as well for Gold Coast United as they've reached the final stage. It's been they haven't had any favours from the draw over the last couple of years as well. And this year, actually, prior to this year, they had one cup win prior to 2026, and then a win over the QAS in 2023, where they lost in the following round at Sunshine Coast Wanderers.
And a great campaign for them this season to find themselves in the final. They've put in the hard yards in the build-up to this final. Eri Takamura down on the deck. AJ Uja running over to see if she's okay. Not a player that you see go down easily, Eri Takamura. She is back on her feet, and Robin Spilsbury can get things underway with a throw. Great header on the near side. Erlich Beach with us against Mia Liang. With us with the throw. It's a stunning evening. The skies looking lovely here over Spencer Park in Newmarket. People settling in the stands for an evening of football. Spilsbury down the line for Oliveira. Touched on by Withers, and Palmer with a wild attempt into the netting and the fencing behind the goal.
I know they say you've got to be in it to win it, but that was speculative at best.
She came in hot for that one, Holly Palmer. Hurlick Beach just holding off Corey Kane. Corey Kane doing well, using her strength there to force the direction of that ball from Hurlick Beach over for a throw. I'd be certainly interested to see off-season any movement with players between these two sides. I mentioned that core group here at Knights. Be interesting to see if any players move on or announce that they're hanging up the boots, but for now there is consistency in the ranks. Here is one of those consistent players, Harriet Withers. Back it goes for a throw.
And when you consider the football landscape on the Gold Coast as well, United, the women still in the NPL, the men relegated this season along with Brisbane Roar B as well, but you just know for Gold Coast United, this is a team and a club that does want to be competing as best as they can every season, and just didn't work for the men this year, but I think there is plenty of hope for the future for this women's program, at least in the short term.
Certainly is. Hayashi trying to send that one forward for Letitia Emmerich. As Hayashi is just trying to get her side moving downfield. And there is still plenty more football to come in the next few weeks. We've of course got the final series just this weekend. Sunday evening we'll see Kapalaba in the relegation/promotion playoff against Caboolture. That's going to be 6 p.m. on Sunday evening. I believe it may be out at Nudgee Recreation Reserve. So we will see whether Kapalaba will still be playing NPL football next season or whether Caboolture will get that spot. We've got the final series, and we also have the inaugural Murray Cup this year, celebrating and showcasing First Nations talent. That will take place in November. Check out the Football Queensland sites for everything to come up as the months tick on by. Gold Coast United with a corner. It's only made its way as far as Inada Yamaguchi at the front post.
It's allowed to run out.
Trying with the throw. Oliveira just holding off the challenge of Fortune. Takamura in the mix. Fortune sent that one backwards for Tomasella. Cross it goes to Loveday.
When you consider as well, is Nightside has a chance to, well, complete the 2026 treble as well. They went close to doing the double last year as well. They went really, really close were it not for Anna Hirakawa.
Absolutely, that was a screamer of a strike late on in the game.
I'm still not convinced that was on purpose.
I am with the same mindset. It's hard to know. Only she will ever know. It caught everyone by surprise. It was a chaotic grand final. In the end, the accolades went to Brisbane City. City, of course, finishing in 4th this season, so the premiership evading them for another season. You're right, James Knights will be very hungry to keep adding the silverware. I'm sure that Glyn Boyd is telling his side, you can rest when this is all over, but for now, there is still plenty to play for.
And that is what I'm really looking forward to at the NPL Women's Final Series as well. You can make a case for all 4 teams in the picture to win the grand final, and that's what we want at this time of year.
It's been an absolutely cracking campaign, seeing Lions, Eastern Suburbs, City, Knights all battle it out of the top 4. Olympic at one stage. You've got to give credit to Lions for the position they've finished in after having Olympic breathe over their shoulder for that 4th spot. Withers fires this one across, and it's an own goal. It's turned in by Elisa Tomasella. I would say that I think if she hadn't have got there, Paloma Oliveira would have been onto a brace, so we'll go easy there on Tomasella, but that one will go down as an own goal. And that one does extend the lead here for Knights.
And it was a play that Tomasella had to make on the ball as well. Just didn't quite get the contact she was hoping for, and it wound up in the back of her own net, unfortunately. But a credit has to go for the setup with that delivery from the right side into that danger zone where Adams couldn't quite get out and claim it. And, well, it produced a desired result. The ball is in the back of the net, and I don't think Knights will really care who got the last touch.
Yeah, great assist there from Withers. She just fired that one across, kept it nice and low, very tricky to deal with. Tomasella's going to have to shake that one off. As Knights again found themselves coming forward. This time that's a loose ball from the keeper. Withers with a chance. Withers close range. Great save from Layla Adams. But Knights, they just keep on coming. They're throwing themselves forward. United penned in here in the opening stages of this second half.
They look like they've really come out for this second half with a bit between their teeth, Knights, and I think now it's a case for them of not just winning, but winning with a statement margin as well, going on with it and not just maintaining their local bragging rights, but maybe sending a little bit of a message to Lions, East and Brisbane City as well, saying that if you want to knock us off our perch, we'll have your work cut out for you.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was a few Lions personnel tuning in, or at least catching up on this fixture as they turn their attention to next week.
And hello to Nick Whiteside and company.
Absolutely. Good evening to Nick Whiteside and the Lions crew if they are tuning in. They have had a stellar end to their campaign. They've win after win after win after, and just previously mentioned the fact that Olympic at one stage were breathing down their neck, and then next minute Lions are within a chance of the Premiership. And the draw to Gold Coast United is the one spanner in the works that just took that away from them. Obviously those final fixture results.
I do love that change they've made to the schedule, though, with the simultaneous kickoffs in the final two rounds. It's made for a lot of fun as Adams is under pressure.
And it's worth noting the change to the finals format as well, isn't it? The fact that it goes into the
three-week final series now.
Elimination finals, the prelim final ahead of the grand final. Just creeping towards the hour mark here at Spencer Park. Gold Coast United will want to hold on to the ball here as they find themselves in possession. Daisy Loveday on the far side. It is given away and turned over tonight in the middle of the park. Corey Kane. Takamura linking up with Oliveira. Morland. The pitch already just seeming to break up a little there in the middle of the park. But now we do have a break on here. Strike cleared away, danger averted. It was Mariah McGee with the strike. And
also the frustrated takedown of Takamura in midfield afterwards, trying to, hoping that its midfielder would suddenly turn transparent. And transparent? Translucent?
Same.
My vocabulary is failing me at this point.
The one thing we do need in this profession, James, is words, so I'll leave you to find them as we get through the next 30 or so minutes.
Me fail English? That's impossible.
Forward it comes. United looking like they're trying to find a change of gear. Harriet Withers may find herself in the book here. We're going to see the card stay in the pocket again. I think we are, but the pull on Mia Line is fairly obvious.
And look, credit to Jess Jensen. There's been a few flash points where she could have very easily pulled out her cards and maybe tried to, I want to say overexert herself on this match, but she's stayed patient with both teams. Plenty of feeling in what is the cup final. But it looks like she's just trying to give the players the benefit of the doubt and let them decide this match.
Yeah, I agree. Credit to our officials across all three games so far this season, but also this afternoon. A little word there with Withers and Moreland. They are the two in the wall. United with the attack. Sent in. Clark's come out to claim, and Clark has done extremely well.
I think that one went between the two players, the two outfield players that were right in front of Clark as well.
Meg McGilligan, it was only a matter of time. Meg McGilligan is kitted up and ready down in front. We're going to see the first change for
First
Tim
two
Boyd.
changes. Ash Adamson also.
It's going to be a double change. Nodded on there, out of reach for Withers. And Boyd happy to wait until this attacking phase of play comes to its natural end. Down it goes from the throw to Withers, poked through for Oliveira. Lovely shape of the body there in defence for Fortune. Back in it goes, where Fortune can have another crack to Clay. Doing so by finding feet. Lovely play here from United. It's confident at the back from Gold Coast United. They seem to be just trying to get into their groove. Playing that ball dangerously around in their area, but doing it with composure. Meg McGilligan and Ash Adamson just having a good old chin wag down in front, looking very keen to get involved in the action. And here we will see that change. And it will be Harriet Withers making way for Ash Adamson, and Holly Palmer will make way for Meg McGilligan.
Just freshening up the team. No real drop in quality for either substitute coming on. Meg McGilligan, a proven goal scorer everywhere she's gone. And I think at the next change in play, we may have the first change coming up for Alex Pitt.
And it may be that they have listened to me and said, we heard that someone likes the look of Katana Bailey. Let's get her in on the action. We're going to see a double change. We are going to see Montana Corrie, who was playing in that under-18s women's final not so long ago. So Katana Bailey and Montana Corrie. Double change for both Gold Coast sides. Had one goal either side of half-time. First goal, Paloma Oliveira, 44-minute mark. Second goal, the ball turned into her own net. Unfortunately for Elisa Tomasella, dangerous ball into the box from Harriet Withers, which was potentially going to be turned in, or attempted to be turned in by Paloma Oliveira, had Tomasella not got there first. United, it's cleared away by Farrington. Back in it goes. Farrington has another chop at clearing the danger. Momo Hayashi all the way back to Tomasella. Tomasella fires that one into the feet of Oliveira. Oliveira is going to go on a little run, but you would think that United will claim possession, and they do.
Yeah, and I think the reason that Gold Coast United, despite being outpossessed, outshot, and just generally out-attacked for the first 64 minutes tonight, is that number 6, though. It is Momo Hayashi. She produces one moment of magic in the next little while, and it could well be game on here.
Ash Adamson with her first opportunity for a run. Just dancing her way, and Momo Hayashi is the player she's up against. Hayashi thought she'd won the ball, but Ash Adamson was still going. Now it's dropping for Adamson. United not quite getting rid of it. Ash Adamson had a little jaunt over in the US to watch the FIFA World Cup, so missed a little bit of the action during the season.
It'll be Tomasella and Emmerich off. Coming on will be Bailey and Corrie.
be a bit of a change of rejig around the park for Alex Pitts.
Who's that? Playing who's stayed down.
She stayed down, holding her head initially, which I think is why the ref said, let's get someone on straight away, but when not too clear.
I think there was a collision just before those subs took place where there was, coming together.
Double change there for Alex Pitts. Tisha Emmerich Tomasella making way. And Katana Bailey, mentioned, was very lively in the semi-final. Edgehill, she's 20 league appearances, 2 goals in the league this season. This will be her fourth appearance in the Cup. And Montana Corrie impressed in the under-18s Cup final win not so long ago.
2 goals, could have had a hat-trick were it not for the pressure of one of the Lions defenders. No, that was
Montana Wilkes.
Montana Wilkes.
There's too many Montanas in the side.
Please eliminate 3. I am not a crackpot.
Montana Corrie was certainly causing mayhem in the middle of the park and earned herself a call up to the senior side. Still a little uncertainty around.
Playing maybe done for the... Well, she's laughing on the bench. She's rubbing her forehead as well. So we'll resume with the drop ball on the byline, but I think at this point, final game of the season for Gold Coast United.
A little shrug of the shoulders there. Alex Pitt just asking what's doing, but we will see.
I think she is getting that concussion test as well.
Ash Adamson back on the ball, finds Spilsbury. In it goes. Yamaguchi far forward. Ash Adamson fires that one against Fortune. Free kick for handball. It's blocked out and over the byline, but she did have her arm raised. It will be a free kick. Eri Takamura doesn't mind them from here, sending them into the danger zone.
Not a whole lot of debate either way about the awarding of that free kick. Had a few appeals for handball up and down the pitch over the last 67 minutes.
Eri Takamura. She's got a decent left foot on her. What's she going to do from here?
Does she shoot?
She sends it in towards that back post, and it was Farrington who was running in, who's not a bad person to be running in, trying to get ahead on that one.
And United still playing with 10 players, playing every chance to get back out there.
Farrington, Nari Yamaguchi, just taking it off the toes of her colleague Farrington, so they got in each other's way a little bit there, but Knights will stay in possession. Forward it goes. Oh, lovely ball to split the defence.
Whoa.
And a fumble at the back. And well recovered, Layla Adams. A free kick for the shove there from an eager Adamson. But Glyn Boyd and his coaching staff like what they see.
That was a very, very nervous moment.
We are indeed going to see a change here for Alex Pitt, and the next break of play will be Sarah Solomon who will come on.
And that change coming quickly now, so United can get restored to a full complement of players. These are two sides that have plenty of intertwined history over the time in the NPL.
Yeah, she dropped back to collect there. She's playing a little deeper while they just make that reshuffle. Hannah Bailey. There she is, looking lively.
Ooh.
Clearance fired. There's a little bit of chaos here in the second stages of this second half, James.
Yes, I think it was Ujta who had that one just fired into her head, and after what just happened with playing, I think it was a intervention from the referee, just opting for better safe than sorry. And just noticed as well, Shabri Shran, who started as the right winger, is now playing left back, which I'm led to believe is her preferred position.
Yeah, I've seen her play both full-back positions across the season and then these little stints in midfield, so not surprised to see that change.
And back at Gold Coast United after her semester abroad at Moreton City.
Yeah, and another one who'd represented Souths.
Entirely possible. I'll defer to you on that one.
Forward it goes.
Flying around it.
Lions and Souths Junior.
There we go. So I'm just noticing as well, Momo Hayashi is playing centre back now, but when you're chasing a 2-0 deficit in the final 20 minutes, I suppose she's going to still be pushing forward to try and join that attack. And from this range, if she can just, I mean, if United want to try and work the ball back around.
And they've just got McGee ahead of Momo Hayashi, so they're dropping into that back three when they're going into attack, and Tran getting back to help out in defence. She's got a little bit of free rein on this left-hand side to link up with the attacking players. Momo Hayashi going on a little run of her own. And it comes for Shran. She's got Ehrlich Beach ahead of her. Shran's going to go for the lofting ball into the box, and that was well watched by Clark.
And Emily Clark, she hasn't been overly busy this afternoon, this evening, but when she's been called on to claim those crosses, she's looked very, very assured, and that can be one of the toughest challenges as a keeper as well, where you've got to keep that concentration because someone might take a strike from range and look to catch you out.
I would be no good at that for that reason and that reason alone. Actually, no, there's many reasons I wouldn't be good at being in between the sticks, but the lapse of concentration would be a killer. United again find themselves in possession. They're certainly looking more promising in these current stages of the game in terms of getting hold of the ball, moving the ball around, passing to feet, finding those triangles. Fortune and Hayashi. I think the thing that's going to be the hindrance for them is how deep Hayashi's having to play to fill those gaps. We do have the talent of Bailey, Ehrlich Beach, Corrie on that right side.
Hang on. Is Meg McElligott playing left back?
Meg McElligott has played left back many times this season.
I know, it still gets me every single week.
Yeah, Hinata Yamaguchi has pushed up. And Meg McElligott, I remember the first time I saw Meg McElligott slot into left back, and I had the same moment of surprise thinking about how many goals she scored over the years for Lions, but just versatile.
Yeah, well, it almost makes sense. Every single week, yeah. I think I might have actually had that same reaction in the Cup round 5.
Hang on a minute. You've got to stay on your toes in this game, folks.
An attacking left back, we'll call her.
Indeed. Corey Kane with the nod forward, Oliveira with the flick. Bronte Rose has had a quieter season than last year. Last season netted 20 league goals. This season, single figures, 9 league goals to her name, but hasn't been quiet in the sense of distribution. Her and Withers on those left and right flanks, and they interchange a lot throughout the season. They've certainly been sending the balls in for the likes of Oliveira. Dom Spampiniado is worth a mention. She's on the bench this evening, and she can pop up with a solid strike. And, of course, Meg McElligott in the mix as well.
Meg McElligott, memory serves, has tormented Gold Coast United in knockout football in the past, scoring the winner in Logan's 2020 NPL semi-final win over the then Premiers Gold Coast United down at Coplick Family Sports Park.
Some good trivia you've got in that noggin of yours. It's
It
a little bit between the ears, isn't it, James?
Yeah, more than just air sometimes.
United send this one forward for Ehrlich Beach. Robin Spilsby with the all-important head away. Solomon back to Ehrlich Beach, watched across by Clark. There's a free header there for Bailey. Scrappy, but the flag is up. Gold Coast Knights are saved by the offside flag on that occasion.
I'm not entirely sure that was an offside. I'm pretty sure that it was a header back off Corey Kane.
All the same, we do not have the joy of any video assistance, so we'll take their word for it on this occasion.
The three letters that form an expletive to many football fans.
Absolutely. Forward it goes from Clark. Ash Adamson on the chase. It's fallen for Shran. Shran dancing her way through, just sending that one out wide. It's fallen for McGilligan. Meg McGilligan joining, made her mark pretty instantly. 6 league goals for her campaign and 3 in the cup competition as well. So pops up with important goals, Meg McGilligan.
Handy player to have to call on in what can be a super sub role.
Hayashi with the United free kick. Yamaguchi gets a good solid boot on it, dropping back for defensive duties. Fortune with the switch. Interestingly, Layla Adams is roaming out of her area to give another option, another indication of a goalkeeper comfortable with the ball at feet. Forward they come on the near side. Corey Kane off Montana Corey. A goal here for United would certainly shake things up. Momo Hayashi might have a crack. She sent that one long.
Was splitting the difference there between the shot and the attempted through ball. It's a big ask for United to break through. They haven't done it in 270 minutes plus the 78 tonight.
It was a good ball through from Hayashi. Originally I thought she may have overhit that and it was going to go out for a goal kick, but it forced the hand of Emily Clark to just dive on and smother that one. Now it comes for Shran. In the middle, Solomon. Wide it goes for Katana Bailey. Farrington shielding it for her keeper. A little bit of danger there. The pace of Katana Bailey, and she's had that strapping on her left leg for a lot of games this season. It doesn't seem to be bothering her.
No, she was just, moving along same pace there as Farrington and then just hit the afterburners, and luckily for Knights, Farrington was alert to the danger and was just able to use her experience to position her body in the way.
Well played there, Fortune at the back, heading it back to her keeper to give the option of picking up to distribute. Adams goes for the short option. Shran. McGee. Ehrlich Beach has switched over to that right side. She's switched with Corrie.
I do wonder if Glenn Boyd is going to go to his bench. He has left some players to sit and enjoy the match from the sideline this season. Doesn't always use his full complement of subs.
United striding in. Bailey, her strike blocked by Kane. Takamura can't quite get it out. Solomon and Mucho get it out. And the strike is Arai. Yeah, it will be interesting to see if Boyd, just thinking ahead to that game against Lions next Saturday afternoon, he does have Jaya Brown and Laura Elliott that he's brought on late in the game every so often throughout the season. As mentioned, Dom Spampiniado may not feel it as necessary to make the changes given the scoreline, but in terms of the preparation and future-proofing of his squad, he may force his hand. We'll see.
It is also the question that he may have where, does he want to empty his bench and give some of these players a chance to enjoy the moment as well?
Corey on the chase. Clark with the collection. Yeah, into the final 10 here at Spencer Park. Drinks of water from Alex Pitt as he watches on. Does his side have anything left in their bag of tricks to try and force their way through against this solid Knights back line? Morland, good feet from Morland, that ball forward, too heavy, a touch for Oliveira.
Of course, Morland, being in the condition she is, she's probably going to go and do an 80k bike ride tomorrow morning.
Why not?
I wonder if the potential winners medal will make the trip.
Tran just rolling that ball with the underside of her boot, sending that one in. It's the skipper with the ball at feet, collected the deflection from Farrington. AJ Ujo with the strike, and time for that one to be watched into the gloves for Emily Clark, the number 1.
And just another moment where Clark hasn't really been needed to do anything overly spectacular, but she's done everything that's been asked of her this evening, and it's looking positive for Knights. I'm very nervous with the commentator's curse at this point.
Especially with a good 8 or so minutes. There'll be a little bit of extra time for the break that we had for the crying. Meg McGilligan hasn't had too many runs since coming on, Meg McGilligan, but she's playing a different role in that left-back position so far this evening. Tran working her way infield, offloads it to the skipper. I've seen her have some magic from moments of frustration in other games so far this season.
I think that strike might have just been going wide, but Clark deciding to play it safe and just grab that one and high up into the sky.
Strong header from Hayashi. I'd expect to see her back in the orange of Brisbane Roar next season.
Some of the re-signings have been announced by Brisbane Roar for the Ninja A-League campaign. Zara Kruger, the latest addition today.
McGilligan winning the ball back for her side. Oliveira just filling the space alongside Ash Adamson.
It's going to be a very different Brisbane Roar side as well in that competition, with Alex Smith departing for Brooklyn.
High into the air, that one goes from Farrington. Hayashi, he has clocked over some kilometres this evening. Momo Hayashi occupying that central role in midfield and in defence, predominantly deep throughout the game.
And she's clocked up some kilometres as well over the last couple of weeks, featuring in the Auckland FC side for a friendly against Chelsea.
Absolutely, yeah. The showpieces with the friendlies and the A-League All-Stars, and Momo getting the call up to represent Auckland FC.
For one night only, we hope.
That's exactly what I thought when I saw that on social media. Good battle here. Spilsbury forces United back. Hayashi on a run, sent that into traffic with Morland. Morland, long ball. Oliveira was asking for it for feet, but Amy Morland just sending that one into a pocket of space. Morland urged to not travel too far upfield by her coach as they look to see this out now with 5 minutes left on the clock. Yamaguchi forward.
It's not quite time for Knights to let up, but they have looked comfortable tonight. It does, again, remind me of that 2024 Cup final win over Lions where, well, they took the lead a lot earlier in that match and were up 2-0 in quick succession. I think it was Withers and Takamura on the match there before rounding it out with a third goal, but they just looked so comfortable that night and looking pretty comfortable again.
McGilligan finding herself further upfield, trying to thread that one down the centre for Ash Adamson. So McGilligan and Hinata Yamaguchi have switched. McGilligan getting a little run in midfield in the latter stages. Kane with the deflection. It's only gone as far as Corrie. Great header there from Hinata Yamaguchi. And a great addition to the side and settled in to life at Knights very seamlessly, Hinata Yamaguchi.
We wonder if there may be some late changes coming up for Glenn Boyd. Every substitute for Knights is now back at the bench and, well, they've got some pretty big smiles on their faces.
I've seen him bring on Sam Hughes late in a fixture or two this season as well, so maybe even a change of keeper, but we will see who knows what is going on in the minds of these two coaches. Momo Hayashi sends that one long. Ehrlich Beach does get ahead to it. She's been kept very quiet this afternoon, Danica Ehrlich Beach. She is one of the players that has goal-scoring prowess. 9 goals in 24 league fixtures for Ehrlich Beach. She's got a few cup goals to her name as well, 6 in 6, but so far this evening, keeping her very quiet.
Yeah, it's been such a strong performance, so well organised at the back for Knights that I don't really think of 1 or 2 chances that United would feel like should have, at the very least, forced a save out of Emily Clark.
Yeah, credit does have to go to Knights for their organisation here this evening. They've kept themselves in all the right spots to hold the majority of possession. They've created chances early. We are going to see at least one change for Glenn Boyd's side. It's not yet speaking to the 4th official, so we'll see.
Well, he does have 2 sub-windows still at his disposal, so...
The bib is back on though, so maybe they're just going to wait this one out. For now, it's a Gold Coast United throw. Jaya Brown will be the player to come on. Schran with the ball into the box, nodded away. Morland needing the support of Spilsbury to make sure that wayward clearance doesn't go out for a corner. Ash Adamson, good battle there between her and Schran. Lovely ball forward. Oliveira up against Momo Hayashi. And calm as you like from Momo.
Now she's looking to go on a forward foray, but could be caught out going the other way.
Rose on the left-hand side. Oliveira coming across in support. Lovely little ball. Rose chases her own pass there. Daisy Loveday had a bit of a tussle in the first half. And Oliveira wins. And it's a goal kick in the end. So behind it goes. Will give the opportunity for the change. And it is going to be Paloma Oliveira to make way. Jaya Brown returning to action this season, only in the Queensland Cup for her first appearance back in the side. Round 4, she made 3 appearances. This is her 4th appearance in the Cup, 3 league appearances. She slots into midfield there.
So there's just more bodies on the field for Knights, or more fresh bodies on the field for Knights as they try to close this one out. And you do feel like there's got to be that little discussion taking place at the back going, can we keep a 4th clean sheet in the derby this season?
Jaya Brown with her first touch, and it was a no-nonsense clearance off the sideline. They will be very keen to keep a clean sheet. A win is something. We've got 4 minutes for them to do so. But it does somewhat take the shine off a victory for sides when they do concede, so they'll be very keen to keep Emily Clark's goal protected. Fortune. Bronte Rose has moved into that lone figure up top. Wouldn't expect too much in the way of attack with the way that Knights are setting up. They're settling in to defend, which sometimes is more dangerous. They have attack upon attack come against them, but at the moment they're doing pretty well with it. Hinata, Yamaguchi and McGilligan.
And when you consider as well that for Gold Coast United, they've been trying, but they just haven't been able to get a foothold as well. It's not a lack of effort, it's just that Knights have been the better side.
The Premiers playing the 6th place finishers, showing the gap in experience, I would say, rather than Gold Coast United feeling that they should go away and hang their heads. They've put in a good shift and a good effort here this evening, but the players that they're up against are the Premiers.
Yeah, and it's a side that, while Knights have only had this women's program for 4 years now, it's a group of players that half of them know each other so well just from previous time together. It's a group of players that are so tough to break down because they've got that understanding.
Free kick here for United. Ash Adamson nearly losing her shirt in that little tussle with Angelina Ujo. Gold Coast United players just urged to go forward. They certainly want to get themselves something out of this game, even if it is just a consolation goal. There is the strike. And
deflected for a corner. Well, there's a touch there, and perhaps that's why it went wide of Clark's goal.
Another opportunity for an attack here for Gold Coast United in the dying stages of the game. Fired long, and a foul in the area. Free kick, Knights. You would think that that is all they would have time for there in the way of any attempts to try and get themselves that consolation goal.
Just seconds left by my watch, and you wonder how long's left for Jess Jensen, who has opted for almost a dream approach for a referee in a cup final.
She has marshalled this one very well indeed, Jess Jensen. Dom Spampignato is getting herself ready to come on. We're going to see her get on the pitch at least, so we'll see whether she even gets a touch of the ball.
She even gets on.
Or if she gets on, that's right. Glyn Boyd is winding down the clock. It's Bronte Rose to make way. Dom Spampignato will get a little bit of turf under the boots. But it goes for a throw. Will the Colombian get a touch? He's going to come across, and there she doesn't get a touch. Maya Fortune keeps it away from her. So with that, Dom Spampignato is the highest upfield for Knights. And that is all we have time for. The Premiers have added silverware to their cabinet They were crowned premiers last week. They are now going to be crowned the Kappa Queensland Cup champions. They went into this Gold Coast derby with the stats well in their favour, and they've showed us just why. Plenty of pressure from Knights, plenty of possession, and just too big an ask for Gold Coast United here this evening, James.
Too strong, too well organised, and in the end, just too good for Gold Coast Knights. Deserved winners. They were on the front foot pretty much from kick-off, and try as they might, United just didn't have an answer again. It's the same story for these derbies, but it wasn't for a lack of trying for Gold Coast United as well. They just could not find a way through against this side that is so well drilled, so well organised, and just that good.
Goals either side of the half. Saw this one finish 2-0. Paloma Oliveira on the 44th minute, and then the Elisa Tomasella own goal. Great ball fizzed in from Harriet Withers, aiming for Paloma Oliveira. Elisa Tomasella had no choice but to do something with it, and unfortunately for her, she turned it into the back of her net. Wouldn't have mattered in the end. Gold Coast United couldn't really make chances, never mind capitalise on them. It's a well-deserved win for Gold Coast Knights. A big congratulations to Glyn Boyd and his side. That's all we have time for the senior women's. From myself, Amy Webster and James Coughlin, it's been an absolute pleasure. Next up we have the senior men's. It's Peninsula Power taking on Lions FC. For the call, you will have the company of Adam Cattell and Alan Kroll. Once again, thanks for joining us and keeping us company here this afternoon. It's been a blockbuster day of football. Enjoy the rest of the evening and the football that's ahead of you, and enjoy these pictures as Gold Coast Knights celebrate and are awarded the trophy.
Big round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen, for your Kappa Queensland Cup winners. Final round. Ladies and gentlemen, when we have cup finals such as this, we must of course crown a winner, but we must unfortunately also crown a runner-up. To Gold Coast United, to Alex Pitt and the team, it's been a superb campaign in the cup this season. Of course, a famous quarter-final victory at Lions in extra time, which was no doubt the highlight for the girls on their run to the final. I mentioned at the conclusion of the under-18s girls final, actually, it's obviously refreshing to see so many academy products that have made their way and continue to make their way into the first team and of course make their mark. So many congratulations to everyone associated with Gold Coast United on a superb cup campaign. And girls, we'd like to invite you forward, please, to receive your runner-up medals. Big round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen, for your 2026 Kappa finally to today's champions, Gold Coast Knights. Another superb season. Of course, second trophy in a matter of weeks, securing back-to-back NPL premierships just last week. A really tough draw to get here as well. Having to beat, of course, East End, Brisbane City. Tough semi-final then against North Lakes as well. Just continues to show the quality within what is still an emerging program at Gold Coast Knights. So big congratulations to Glenn, to the rest of the team, and obviously to all the supporters that turned up. Without further ado, I'd like to invite Knights captain Amy Morgan to say a few words.
Alrighty, well firstly, on behalf of the team and Gold Coast Knights, we'd just like to say congratulations to Gold Coast United on making it this far in the Kappa Cup. What a fantastic achievement, and obviously you had to go up north in the semi-final, so trying to fit that in amongst what was a crazy season this year in terms of the rain and the week game. So on behalf of Gold Coast Knights, well done to Nick and Alex and Gold